Welcome back, guys, to Whiskey Adventure. I'm Matt.
I'm Vincent.
And I'm Rishi.
And today we've got another really sick bottle comparison quest for you guys. This is going to be Found North Hoverhawk versus Found North Batch 11 18-year. And this is actually going to be a blind this time. So the way we did it is we had Rishi pour our blinds. I poured his blind. There's a 50-50 chance that we have the same stuff as him.
And I'm completely blind on what's in which, so I won't really know anything on who's got who.
So
good luck filtering our notes.
Yeah. hopefully his is set up the same as ours, but they might not be.
Yeah.
And I think these are both high corn. So
yes, it's high corn.
Yeah. So you go over the mash bill for the Hoverhawk.
For the Hoverhawk mash bill, on there is 90% corn, 9% rye, 1% barley.
Okay. And then it says the years, right?
And then, and it's a blend of 22, 23, 24, and 27-year-old corn, 15 and 18-year-old rye, and it was finished in Muscatel and New American Oak.
Okay. And so then the Batch 11 18-year is 91 corn, 8 rye, 1 barley. And this is all Canadian whiskey, 18-year corn, 20-year corn, 23-year corn, 24-year corn, and 19-year rye. I don't know what kind of casks they use for these. I don't think it says on here, but yeah. Let's get into the nose on our A here. See what we got.
Okay, so we might see.
Gotta swirl these around a little bit. Let's do this. Let me see if I can compare the noses. Okay.
Does it jump out to you?
They're pretty similar.
Okay.
They're very... These are the highest proof things we've done tonight, by the way, aside from the JD14. But...
Let me see if I can check.
No. Because then you'll be able to know. It's hard to get... I don't know what to...
For me, I'm getting really super sweet.
Yes.
On A?
On the first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the absolute first note that jumped out at me as well.
Yeah.
And there's something else that's lying underneath. I can't really put a finger on exactly what that note is.
I have a hard time with these, like, the notes on, like, the Found North. Like I've said it before, I don't know if I've said it on this channel, but I think what they're doing at Found North is what we consider light whiskey here in the US. That's why they're able to do such high age statements and cast strength for relatively cheap. You know, it's $150 to $180 for these bottles. And so when it comes to like light whiskey and these kind of profiles, I have a hard time picking out notes just because it's an unfamiliar territory for the most part, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get like a frosting note.
Yeah.
I think it just lends to that sweetness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, frosting. I think like a toffee is pretty typical of light whiskey. But I'm not getting a ton on the nose, you know?
No, I'm not. I mean, it's just a really big sweetness coming through.
For sure.
That's kind of overpowering everything else.
Yeah.
Maybe like a bubble gum, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I also don't have a great nose, so there's that. If you guys want to hear the nose story, we were talking about that before we were shooting. I don't have a nose story. I just got a severely deviated septum, so I got one nostril, and they both pretty much don't work.
I mean, I think we all have to have a schnoz story, right?
Yeah. All right, nose on B here. It's a bit brighter. There's a little bit more going on here.
Yeah, it's not as sweet, but it's still pretty sweet for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely sweet, but there's like a liveliness to it. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a kind of. How do you describe that?
I don't know.
It smells more rye forward, I feel like.
Okay. Yeah, I can get that part. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
This to me, I'm like a fat kid at heart. This is I'm all about this nose.
Yeah. Okay.
So this one is jumping out at me really strong, and I'm picking up quite a bit more here than I am here.
Okay.
But when you said spice, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's starting to come out, and they do say for the age, let it rest for however 1 minute for however many years it is. So like a 19-year, you would let sit for 19 minutes typically. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of time here. So
I learned something today.
I will say, so I did a short on that actually. You guys can, I'll try to put the short thing up here, but I actually did that kind of experiment with some scotch. So I took a 16-year scotch. I think it was a 16-year, or no, I think it was Glenfiddich 18-year. And I had one that was completely uncovered. It was either uncovered, I had one uncovered that sat for 18 minutes, another that was either a fresh pour or it was covered for the whole time.
Okay.
And they're actually quite different, surprisingly. So it does make a difference.
I totally agree.
Especially as like the higher proof you get, it's going to make even more of a difference because then you have the alcohol vapors evaporating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
When I'm at home by myself having a pour or with my wife, I typically will pour my glass, set it down, next to the sofa, go do some stuff, and then get back to it. That's typically my process.
Okay.
But I'm not like happy at 125, 130 proof, so it makes more sense.
Okay.
If it was 90, I don't think I would wait that long.
Okay.
I'm kind of the same way too. Just pour something on there, sit in my backyard for a little while, enjoy the view, and then just slowly start drinking it.
Exactly.
So how long have you been in the whole whiskey?
Probably
thing?
about 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're
it was
pretty new still.
Fairly new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say. 2023, mid 2023 is really when I started to acquire like collecting bottles.
Gotcha.
And I was like, okay, I got to try this. I have to try that. I have to try that. Before that, it was really like 2 things I would buy.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know about you. I think I've got probably like a year on you, maybe a little over a year, but not much.
I just started doing my collection probably right when COVID started.
Okay.
About mid 2020.
Okay. So you got the most on us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But prior to that, it was just a lot of Jack and Coke.
And well, I actually
it was actually 2019 when my friend turned me on to Scotch.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
I came from a barrel aged stout background.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I got into whiskey, was because I especially now I can almost strictly only drink barrel aged stouts. Or strong ales or barley wines, as long as it's barrel aged or just high proof beer.
Okay.
That's what tastes best to me.
I've always enjoyed barley wines when I was younger.
Yeah.
So.
As you can tell, we're trying to stall to try and let these open up a little. I don't know if they knew that that's what I was doing, but that's what I was doing. So now let's get back to those. Yeah, exactly. A little bit more coming out here.
Yeah.
Not a ton though. It's still not like a super complex. I feel like the Jim Beam single barrel had more of a rich nose.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can't hear the sirens going in the background. I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and put a pause in the video and close the door real quick so you guys don't have to deal with that. Right, I'm back. Let's get into the pals, yeah?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, A. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Super sweet. That is delicious.
Love that.
This is his first time having Found North, by the way.
This is my very first Found North.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a pretty high bar. Granted, all Found North are pretty damn great. So.
I've had an option on a store pick, and I've been holding off because I was like, I've never tried these. Is it worth $120?
Yeah. What is it? Are they single barrels?
Single barrel store pick.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, that first one was pretty good.
Super rich. But again, it's hard to put notes to like what I'm tasting here. There is that like vanilla cream, but that's like,
yeah, outside of sweet and confectionery sugar, I don't know what else I would say.
Yeah,
it's
not that it's not complex. It's just I don't know what names to put to these flavors.
It's like, out of my reach.
Yeah. Should we get into B here?
So the next one.
Oh, man. Damn. They are pretty similar, too.
They are pretty similar.
I feel like the sweetness... I feel like the rye does come out more in B.
I was just going to say, I got a lot more pepper and heat on B than I did on A.
There's a little bit more like melaniness, too, as well.
Melaniness?
Yeah, like melon.
I don't know what well, melon.
Yeah.
What's melon? I've never heard of this melon.
Yeah, I get a little melony.
Yeah, I get that too.
They're both very sweet, though. And I think that the proof points actually taste pretty similar.
Pretty similar, yeah.
Yeah. You can probably... I guess we'll get back to that at the end to see what the actual proof comparison is, but... Damn.
Now, I'm thinking that... I could be wrong. That the first one we had was the Hoverhawk. Because I did mention that it was finished on there. So it could be that finish could bring the extra sweetness in.
I've never tried a muscatel wine, so I'm not really sure what it brings.
I mean, well, when we looked up a little bit earlier on, it was similar to like a Pedro Jimenez.
Okay,
really?
Sherry.
Yeah, sherry.
Okay.
I find B, honestly, to be sweeter. In my opinion.
Really?
It's fruitier for me.
Oh, okay. I do feel like there's more going on in B, but I feel like A is just all sweet.
Yeah. I think...
It's like, not like a Jolly... It's not like the sweetness... It's not like the flavor of a Jolly Rancher, but the sweetness of a Jolly Rancher.
Okay. So, if you're picking before we do water, you're going to go with A?
I'd go A.
Okay.
One I'm liking better, I'm just liking the first one better.
Okay. And this time I'm not doing it to be contrarian, but I actually like B more. A little bit. They're very close.
They are.
I would say like
Yeah.
not quite as close as the Wild Turkey and the Beam were. I think this is probably
Pre-water.
closer to like
Yeah.
60-40. But where is it? Here we are.
The bean and the turkey, after we added water, they separated a little bit more.
Yeah, they did. For sure. And these are pretty high proof, so I'm about 6 drops around there.
Thank you.
All right, let's see what we got on A. Okay, so I'm getting like a dusty, not like a dusty whiskey, but like a dusty, like a powdered sugar.
I can see that on there. I was going to say more of confectionery sweetness.
Yeah.
Like, well, I meant like, I meant like powdered sugar, basically.
Yeah.
But again, just like not much, you know?
Yeah, like you said there earlier, I couldn't put a lot of different names down.
Yeah.
There are obviously more than just sweet happening.
It's just so overwhelming.
Yeah.
You just have to go with the broad one.
Exactly.
I wonder if it says any like tasting notes on here. No. Brilliant.
Let us make up our own. Not like the maker's release.
All right, let's check out the nose on B, see what water did to them. Oh, I think it actually kind of dialed back that rye note that I was getting.
Nose, yeah.
It's a lot closer to A now, I feel like.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a, maybe like a little bit of a vegetal note in there though. Not like a sweet vegetable. No, I don't know what that means really, but you know, maybe you put sugar on your vegetables. Maybe it could work. You know, on cucumber, you can put sugar. That might work. You know. Actually, not one of my favorite Gatorade flavor is the limon pepino.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, cucumber lime, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that flavor.
It's
fire.
That's probably my favorite margarita.
Okay. All right, shall we get into the ballots?
Yeah, let's do it.
On A. Ooh, that actually opened up quite a lot. Wow, holy cow.
I actually feel like it opened up it unlocked a little bit of that heat too.
Yeah,
Because I didn't get as much spice going down the tongue.
It's not as hot. The flavor just completely unraveled. Mm-hmm. It's it went from super tight to much more broad. Mm-hmm. I like that significantly more with those drops of water. It's going to be here. Yeah, this lost more with the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely A for sure. I'm liking it a lot more.
With water, I'm definitely going with A.
With and without water, I'm liking A.
Okay.
Probably have to agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, with and without water. I go with
Okay.
A. Watch, we have different stuff. Or they're reversed.
I really think this lost us just so much with the water. It's crazy. Especially with how much this just kind of
Opened up.
opened up. I mean, at the end of the day, when you can always add water, so I would take A with water over B without water.
Yeah.
And you guys are taking A regardless, so
Yeah.
so we're giving it to A here.
Absolutely.
So now let's do the blend.
Let's blend them.
Blend them. Oh wow, you had quite a bit left. I did not have much of my A left.
I don't know. That was the B pouring in there, so
Yeah,
who knows
I mean,
how much A I'm there. Given how dark these things are, am I going to really check the sips on
Yeah, I mean, there's no way our blend compositions are the same
Yeah.
at all, but we can still see if maybe the blend is better. No.
No.
I'm still taking A with water.
Yeah, I'm
That's the
taking A,
best
taking A.
total palate.
Yeah, that lost a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, the great veal. Before you say anything,
Go for it.
I think we do match.
Okay. When you nose them, you
Yep.
figured out?
That's why I didn't want you to know something,
Okay.
because I knew if you could tell that we matched, you would know which they all were.
Ah, okay. Okay. Cool.
And I don't remember which one I did for yours, because I did yours weird where I poured one first and the other second, but then I switched the lettering. So,
All right.
So-
ready for the reveal?
yeah, what do we have?
So, in your A, you have...
No!
I thought so. I thought I did.
No! I was praying, because this is my bottle. I was really hoping it would. No! Damn. Well,
Is it the same for me?
let's find out. Let's do the reveal. Batch 11.
Oh, shit.
So we weren't the same. That's weird. They really.
You pick up that nose then?
They smelled the
They were
exact.
very
That's
similar.
crazy,
Yeah,
dude.
they
They
were
were-
very
they
similar
were
in the first
close.
place.
Yeah.
I mean, proof-wise,
Wow.
your batch 11's coming in at...
All right.
So then you liked batch, or no, you liked.
no, I like 11.
Yeah, you like batch 11
Yeah,
more.
I like
we
11.
like Hoverhawk
Yeah.
more.
All right.
So this
Wow.
one, so your batch 11 comes in at 64.9.
Uh-huh.
Hoverhawk comes in at 61.6.
Okay. That also makes sense because you like
I
higher proof
love high
stuff.
proof.
We're
Yeah.
on the lower proof
Yeah.
side.
But what's
so-
crazy about it is that even though this was higher proof, it was so much sweeter.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but I feel like that even with the massive proof difference,
Yeah.
you couldn't tell
No.
at all.
No, you
No. I mean, 64, 61, it's not that far apart. But
It's not, but it also is. You know? But damn it. I was really hoping mine would. I genuinely thought that A was mine. I really did. But
No, I can tell A had a finish on it.
Yeah.
There was that little different sweetness that came with it at the very mid-palate towards the end.
on the plus side, I did say I preferred B without water.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I did say
I
preferred
wonder,
A
I would
with
like to
water.
try a Muscatel. I'm going to have to find something.
Yeah.
Because I felt all sweet with this, and I felt a little bit of spice and some other, like you said, some other things going on with this one.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it was the Muscatel just didn't hit right for me.
Mm.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I just like pure sweetness.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
yeah, you gotta stick it. All right. Well, as usual, the blinds never go as you're hoping, but that's gonna be it, guys. Hopefully this was informative. If you guys prefer, you know, a little bit more just pure sweetness, then the Batch 11 might be for you. If you like a little bit more, I feel like there's a little more fruitiness in the Hoverhawk.
Yes.
So if that's more your route, I'd probably say go with a Hoverhawk instead. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you guys,
I think either way, you're gonna enjoy your whiskey.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
They're both good.
they're both great
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys have any bottles you'd like for us to check out, let us know down in the comments below. Or hit us up at our Gmail. It's in the description of this video. You can send us a bottle or a sample for us to review for you guys as soon as possible. We do have a backlog though, so it might take a little while for that to come out. You would think, you know, only having 71 subscribers that we wouldn't have much of a backlog, but turns out we actually do. So part of that.
Should we blame Jeremy?
Well, no, actually the biggest issue is I just spent too much money on whiskey last month.
That number only seems to go up.
You know, I really gotta lay low this month. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe and tune in next time. But we'll see you guys later.